Carmela. I am the owner of the Etsy shop Carmela's Jewelry, and I wanted to talk to you guys today about something that I have been noticing more now that it is summer. And it's something that I've wanted to make a video about for a long time now. I just am finally now making it happen. So what I want to talk to you about is something that I'm sure a lot of you have experienced during the summer months, and sometimes even during, the rest of the year. It is when your silver jewelry or your copper jewelry tarnishes. And so first, I guess I should tell you a little bit about what tarnish is. So copper is a metal that reacts to oxygen. So when it reacts to oxygen, it gets a black film over the top of the metal. And some of you, I think, maybe think that tarnish means that the metal is going to change colors permanently, but that's not the case. Tarnish is just a surface film, I guess. I don't really know. It is like an oxidation that happens on top of the metal when it reacts with oxygen. And something about humidity and sweat and the summer months, for some reason, I just feel like, for me especially, my jewelry tarnishes a lot quicker and a lot more regularly. Sometimes, depending on where you're storing your jewelry, it can tarnish by itself, just sitting alone by itself. Yeah, so tarnish is something that is unavoidable when you have sterling silver, because sterling silver has a little bit of copper content inside of it. So that's what makes it stronger, which is great because pure silver is a much softer metal. So making things like ring bands and thin metal charms can bend a lot easier when it's just pure silver. But when it is sterling silver, which is 92.5% typically silver, and the other 7.5% is usually a copper alloy that's mixed in with the silver to make the metal stronger. But then that also can cause some tarnish to happen to the piece of jewelry. And I think people get really afraid of tarnish. They think that once it happens, there's no going back and they'll never be able to get their jewelry looking like it was brand new again. But that's not true. And when I make jewelry and send it out to a customer, I always include these polishing pads. I'll show you one that's not dirty. Okay, so I always include one of these polishing pads. They're little tiny white foamy polishing pads. And you can use these to basically wipe away any tarnish that can occur on your silver or copper jewelry. So this charm, which I just made for myself recently, has my sister's handwriting on it, and I love it a lot. She wrote me a cute note back in 1995 on this dry erase board that over time, I just never erased it, so it's still there. So I used that handwriting to then create this charm with my engraver. So I'm super excited about this jewelry and the things that I can make with my engraver now. But I have noticed that the edges, because it was cut with my engraver, the edges are getting a little bit more tarnished more quickly, because I think the way that it cuts out the silver, it's just basically making it react quicker with the environment or something, I'm not sure. Either way, if that happens, if you have any silver jewelry that this is happening to, rings or necklaces, chains, then you can use these polishing pads, which you can also find online. They sell them on Amazon, on Etsy, and I include one of these little squares inside of every piece of sterling silver jewelry that I ship out. So if you've ordered my recent I Descent charm or anything else that is silver or copper, like this cute little handwriting charm that I made for my daughter's handwriting. It's a copper disc, and copper, because it's actually just copper, reacts to the environment around it much quicker. So it tarnishes really quick. Like, I can wear this for one day and end up having most of the surface look really dark. And I kind of like that look. It gives it kind of an antique, like rustic look. So I appreciate that it does that. But every once in a while I do want it to look polished up. So I did, for example, polish this up. And that's why this polishing pad is all dark. But I am gonna show you with this charm how I can make this look brand new again. So it is tarnished a little bit around the edges, but with this polishing pad, I just make sure that my hands are dry. So that's the most important part, is make sure your hands are dry when you use one of these polishing pads. I think that that is probably the only disclaimer I have to give about these. If your hand is even a little bit wet or a drop of water or liquid gets onto one of these polishing pads while you're rubbing it on the silver, then it will make this polishing pad kind of stick to the silver and then, or the metal, and it'll essentially like come off on the metal, which is gross and gooky and yucky. But as long as your hands are dry, these things work so well at removing tarnish from silver or copper, and really they help make any kind of jewelry, gold, any, I wouldn't use them on a plated jewelry or finished jewelry because it could make the plating come off. So if you buy like plated gold or plated rose gold from some other Etsy sellers, then you might have an issue if you try to use one of these. It might remove that plating, the color. But if you're just using it on silver or copper or brass or aluminum even, it will bring out the polished shine of the piece of jewelry. So it'll make it look brand new again, which is so cool. I'm excited because I have been wearing this charm for a few days and it started getting a little dull. I've been sweating a lot. It's just so gross outside. If you go to the beach or the pool or you're out exercising while you're wearing your jewelry, it's all good. It's just that it might tarnish a lot faster. So that's when these really come in handy. So I just have really wanted to do a tutorial about them, and I'm glad that pretty much all my jewelry is reacting to the summer this year and this humidity and this heat. We're in the middle of a heat wave, so it's disgustingly hot out. I think today it's 93 degrees right now in Virginia today. So if you have any questions about how to use them, or if you're having any issues with your jewelry changing colors and they're not removing the tarnish, then please message me. Feel free to let me know. And I hope that you guys are having a good summer, and I hope you're all surviving this heat wave. I am looking forward to fall, even though we're only in the middle of the summer, so it's gonna be a while. So, all right, so that is how you can use these polishing pads to get your jewelry to look brand new again. Thank you, and I hope that you have a good weekend, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.
Jewelry shop.
Love you, girls.
Love you too.
Love you.
Bye.